Buried beneath India's diverse landscapes lies a world of untapped opportunities and challenges. The realm of the nation's mining sector. This colossal industry, often overlooked yet indispensable, holds the keys to unlocking vast reserves of minerals, fueling economic growth, and shaping the country's industrial prowess. Hello and welcome to Vyad Research, where we talk about business case studies, industry analysis, and social issues. This topic of Indian mining industry will be discussed in two parts. Today, in the first part, we will talk about the history of Bharat's mining industry and the current market. Then, in the next part, we will talk about how you can start a mining business in India. This roadmap will help you to understand different types of mining processes, their relevant operational methods, corresponding liabilities, and ways to do business with the extracted ores. So, without any further delay, let's get started. If you have read our Indian scriptures like Ramayana and Mahabharata, you must have noticed the abundance of precious metals like gold, silver, etc. Our Vedas also have mentions of gold, silver, copper, iron, and different precious jewels. People used jewels including diamonds, rubies, and sapphires. There were weapons like swords and arrows made of iron, lead, and bronze. If you visit museums in India, you can check them out. But the point I am trying to make is mining has been a business in India from a very early age. Otherwise, from where will our ancestors get all these metals and jewels? The oldest Indian mines are found in the Indus Valley civilization, which is considered to be at least 9,000 years old. In 1990, an expedition near Rohri Hills, which is in Sindh, revealed an ancient mine referred to as Rohri Chhetri mine. Evidences show that the people of Harappa used to extract copper, lead, turquoise, and more from this mine to create weapons, jewelry, and idols. There are many other mines like Khetri Copper Belt, Aravali Range, and Rajpura Doriba mines, where Harappans performed mining operations. Chanakya in his Arthashastra has mentioned of different mining operations during Maurya time period. During this period, people used different tools to extract ores. Plus, there were distillation processes to remove impurities from those ores to make them more usable and valuable. There were strict regulations regarding manufacturing and selling the items made from metals. It is mentioned that if a miner stole ores from the mines, there will be a penalty of 8 times the value of the ore. Mining without license was also a punishable offense. There were different roles like superintendent of metals, head of mints and ocean mines, where people were responsible for different business operations based on ores. As an example, a superintendent of mint can only manufacture coins from metal ores. A superintendent of ocean mine was responsible to oversee the industry and businesses of items manufactured from ores and jewels extracted only from ocean mines. Firearms like guns were first manufactured in China in 9th century, and to use guns, people needed gunpowder, which is made from an ore called saltpeter. Guns entered India with Islamic invasion in 14th century. Alauddin Khilji's army used gunpowder weapons. This changed the style of warfare in our country. Many Indian kings used to buy guns from Portuguese traders. Eventually, cannons were also invented by the Turks, and Babur used it in the Battle of Panipat against Ibrahim Lodi. By the 17th century, firearms had become more widespread in India, with various Indian kingdoms and princely states developing their own artillery and musket-wielding infantry units. British traders established their own gun manufacturing company in Surat. As you can understand, this industry of guns accelerated the mining industry in India, and this time the focus was on saltpeter. Srikakulam in Andhra Pradesh, Patna in Bihar, and Rajmahal in Jharkhand were important sources of saltpeter mines during Mughal period. During British period, there were more saltpeter mines, and some of the major ones were in Kheri, Tirhat, Agra, and Rajshahi. However, in current times, saltpeter is not used to make gunpowder, so saltpeter mining is not done anymore, and the mines are either closed down or abandoned. TISCO started operation in 1907 to mine iron in Jharkhand and Odisha. There were many companies like Mysore Gold Mining Company that extracted gold ores from Karnataka's mines. Bengal Coal Company and Singaranj Collieries Company were famous for coal mining in present-day West Bengal and Telangana respectively. In the 1950s and 1960s, the government of India nationalized several key mineral sectors, including coal, iron ore, and atomic minerals, to ensure greater control and regulation. Except from TISCO and ISCO, all coal mines are now taken over by Coal India Limited. Atomic ore mines like uranium are also owned only by Indian government for defense and security purpose. Private companies are also not allowed to mine beach sand minerals like rutile, leucoxene, and zircon, which are considered atomic minerals. These are reserved for public sector companies. Certain minerals like beryl and lithium are considered strategically important for national security or defense purposes, so private companies cannot mine these either. Furthermore, after independence, only public sector companies in India were given mining licenses. But in recent years, private players were allowed to mine as demand for minerals grew. Government entities like NMDC and Steel Authority of India own most of the iron ore mines, but there are private companies like Tata Steel and JSW Steel, Vedanta Resources and Sirajuddin & Co., Mesco and Kashvi Group. Petroleum and natural gas mines are also owned only by Indian government, namely ONGC and Oil India Limited. If a private company wants to extract oil and natural gas, they have to join hands with these public companies and sign up a contract for sharing the minerals, though there won't be any handover of ownership of the mines. Examples of such production sharing contracts are Reliance Industries Limited, British Petroleum, Shell, Nico Resources Limited, SR Oil, etc. In this partnership model of production sharing, the private company gets to recover its investment costs from the yield. Government usually takes 50 to 70% of the profit. On the other hand, private companies in India are allowed to explore, mine, and process a wide range of other minerals and ores like iron ore, bauxite, copper, zinc, lead, gold, silver, diamonds, limestone, dolomite, manganese, chromite, mica, silica, and some more. Private companies can obtain mining leases from state government or through auction processes to carry out mining activities for these minerals. However, they must comply with various regulations, environmental laws, and licensing requirements set by the central and state governments. Now let's see some stats and use cases of each of these ores. India's coal production in 2021 and 2022 was 778 million tons, which made the country the second largest producer and consumer of coal globally after China. It is used for power generation, steel production, and other industrial purposes. However, the quality of Indian coal is not good enough, so it is imported in a good quantity. In financial year 23, India imported coal, mainly cooking coal and thermal coal from Indonesia, Australia, USA, Russia, and some other countries. Some existing coal mines in India are in Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, West Bengal, and Madhya Pradesh. India's crude oil production in financial year 22 was 29.7 million tons. So far, India's domestic oil reserves are relatively limited compared to our massive energy demand, which is why the country relies heavily on imports to meet its oil consumption needs. In 2021, India's oil production met only 14% of domestic demand and rest were imported. Though the government and oil companies in India are continuously exploring new oil and gas prospects, it is true that oil reserves are limited and therefore the focus is more on renewable energy and nuclear power. The extracted oil is refined into various petroleum products for transportation, industrial and residential usage, mainly as fuels. Currently, oil and natural gas are mined in locations like Mumbai High, Krishna Godavari Basin, Rajasthan, Gujarat, and Assam. India's iron ore production in financial year 22 was 245 million tons, and India is the fourth largest producer of iron ore globally. India is a significant exporter of iron ore, with exports valued at around 35,000 crores in financial year 2022. Iron ores are primary raw materials for steel production. Some important locations to mine iron ores are in Odisha, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka, and Goa. India's bauxite production in financial year 2022 was 28 million tons, and India is the fifth largest producer of bauxite globally. It is the main source for producing aluminium metal and various aluminium products. Bauxite mines are found in Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Jharkhand, and Chhattisgarh. India's copper concentrate production in financial year 22 was 500,000 tons. India has limited copper reserves and is heavily dependent on imports, and we imported around 2.5 million tons of refined copper in financial year 22. Copper is mostly used for electrical wiring, plumbing, electronics, and various industrial applications. Some mines in Rajasthan, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, and Karnataka hold copper. India's zinc production in financial year 22 was 1.2 million tons. We are the fourth largest producer of zinc in the world. Some use cases of zinc are galvanizing steel, production of brass, and various industrial applications. Major zinc mines are in Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, and Jharkhand. India's lead concentrate production in financial year 22 was 0.3 million tons. India has limited lead reserves and relies on imports from Australia, Peru, and Mexico to meet domestic demand. Some places where lead is used are lead acid batteries, ammunition, cable sheathing, and various industrial applications. Apart from continuous research to find lead mines in India, the government is also emphasizing on recycling to meet the demands. Some mines in Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, Jharkhand, and Karnataka has lead ores. India's gold production in financial year 22 was 1.6 tons, but India's annual gold consumption is around 700 to 800 tons, almost 20% of global gold demand. It is estimated that Indian households have a gold reserve of 25,000 tons. As you can understand, gold has to be imported from Switzerland, UAE, and South Africa to meet the demands. In 2022, more than 1,000 tons of gold was imported. Gold import severely affect India's trade deficit because buying gold does not really help the Indian economy to grow. In order to counter this issue, the government has put a 15% import duties on gold import. The government also introduced sovereign gold bond schemes to encourage investing in digital gold rather than owning physical gold. While the government is encouraging mining companies to find gold mines in India, the government has also signed some bilateral treaties with Russia and Switzerland to import gold in lower prices. As you already know, gold is used to manufacture jewelry and bullions. Plus, it also has uses in aerospace manufacturing and electronics field. Utti and Kolar mines in Karnataka along with some mines in Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan are mined for gold ores. India's silver production in financial year 2022 was 680 tons. However, just like gold, India also does not mine enough silver to meet the consumer demands. India's annual silver consumption is estimated to be around 6,000 to 7,000 tons. In 2022, India imported around 7.5 thousand tons of silver from UAE and other countries. It is estimated that the Indian households have a silver reserve of 25,000 tons. To reduce the pressure of negative trade deficit, the government is encouraging mining companies to find silver mines inside India. Some use cases of silver ores are to manufacture jewelry, silverware, and in electrical and electronic sectors. Major silver mines of India are in Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, and Jharkhand. India's limestone production in financial year 2022 was 359 million tons, and it is good enough to meet the domestic requirements. Limestone is used in cement production, iron and steel industry, and in various chemical and construction applications. Many mines in Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Chhattisgarh, and Madhya Pradesh have limestone ores. India's dolomite production in financial year 22 was 7.5 million tons. It is used in steel industry, glass manufacturing, and as a flux in smelting. Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, and Rajasthan have dolomite mines. India's manganese ore production in financial year 22 was 2.8 billion tons. This is quite a high volume, and in the same financial year, India exported manganese worth 4,000 crore rupees. Manganese is used in steel production, battery manufacturing, and various chemical applications. Major manganese mines are in Odisha, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, and Andhra Pradesh. India's chromite production in financial year 22 was 4.2 million tons, and we are the fourth largest producer of chromite in the world. This ore is used in production of stainless steel, chromium chemicals, and various industrial applications. Odisha, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh are locations of chromite mines in India. India's mica production in financial year 22 was 19,000 tons, and this is a high number. In the same financial year, we exported mica worth 570 crore rupees. Mica is used in electrical insulation, paints, plastics, and various industrial applications. Top mica mines are located in Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, Jharkhand, and Bihar. India's silica sand production in financial year 2022 was 8.5 million tons. According to the Indian Bureau of Mines, India has total reserves of around 4.6 billion tons of silica, making it one of the leading countries in terms of silica reserves. But there are challenges such as environmental concerns, land acquisition issues, and impurities. Silica is used for glass manufacturing, foundry operations, construction materials, and various industrial applications. Many states like Rajasthan, Odisha, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu have silica ores. By now, you might be wondering which type of ore will be profitable for you. In this aspect, I can help you by teaching you how to make a suitable decision. Hence, let me take the opportunity to self-promote my decision-making course. If you can make fast decisions based on critical analysis, you can save time and energy. It will avoid confusion and build up your personality. In this course, you will know 13 ways to make decisions properly and also an easy blueprint to take big decisions easily. Contact for scheduling individual and group classes. Do keep in mind that I have just mentioned the major locations of different mines in the different Indian states. In reality, all Indian states like the northern and northeastern states plus states like Kerala and Telangana have different ores. However, due to low return of investment, mining is usually not done in these places. Plus, some states face other issues like land disputes, terrorism, and environmental calamities, which pose as threats to performing mining operations. Saying that, we have come to the end of today's video. I have told you the interesting history of our mining industry and the current scenario. In the part 2 of this topic, I will discuss different steps of starting your own mining business. So don't miss it. Till then, let me know your opinions and queries. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care and Dhanyavad.